Hello, welcome back to the 5 and 5 series. We are delighted to be back in Morocco. And this time, our guest, our speaker is Hajar Tehaf. Hajar is a wonderful lawyer, corporate lawyer, and in house counsel, currently with Upsilon Consulting, previously part of the Moroccan Youth Council for Diplomatic and International Cooperation. And before that, was a business lawyer at Fiscal and Legal Team. She is a wonderful individual, great person to have on the 5 and 5 series to give us a real insight into how the Moroccan economy is growing, what that means for the legal industry, whether it's tackling their strategic geographic location, trade connectivity, whether it's the financial and industrial leadership that's going on there that's really driving the economy forward. We talk about all of this and look at the real opportunities within Morocco with Hajar. So without further ado, welcome to Hajar, welcome to the 5 and 5 series, and thank you very much for listening.
So Morocco's economy is growing at the moderate but steady pace, with gross domestic product expected to grow by around 3 to 4% in 2024 and 2025. This is mainly thanks to a strong comeback in tourism, a good agriculture season, and continued industrial growth led by the government's industrial acceleration plan. However, Morocco still needs deeper reforms. Some key areas include trade and investment agreements, partnership, and international institutions. Morocco is working closely with the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank, to improve the public finances and governance. Also, business environment, even though the doing business index from the World Bank is no longer published, but Morocco had already made over 14 major reforms between 2014 and 2019, and these made it easier to start a company, get constructions permits, and handle customs thanks to digital portnet platform. The legal sector in Morocco is adapting to economic changes and growing steadily. Like, for example, in-house legal teams, large companies, especially banks like Tijari Wafa Bank or BMCU, telecoms like IM, and energy firms are hiring more legal experts. This is mainly to comply with stricter anti-money laundering and combating the financing of terrorism laws. So these come from Moroccan law. 4305, updated by the law 1921, and international standards from the Financial Action Task Force and the Middle East and North Africa Financial Action Task Force. So, talking about law firms, large law firms are based generally in Casablanca and Rabat, lead on major deals like cross-border and M&A, merge and acquisitions, and infrastructure financing. Smaller boutique law firms are also doing well, especially in fintech, financial technology, data protection, influenced by the General Data Protection Regulation from the European Union. And also, tax and investment law arbitration work is increasing, especially since Morocco joined the New York Convention at 1958, which helps enforce international arbitration decisions. Casablanca now hosts Casablanca International Mediation and Arbitration Center also, and demand for talent. Employers now are looking for lawyers and combined legal businesses and tech skills. These profiles can work on bilateral investment treaties, the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, governance to principles, and anti-corruption laws. Okay, so for me, in sectors stand out talking about renewable energy and green finance. Projects like Norway Solar and new wind farms require legal work and regulatory compliance. The PPPs, the public-private partnerships also, and international financing backed by the World Bank. Second sector, I can talk about automotive and aerospace, industrial clusters like Renault, PSA, which is Peugeot, and Bombardier, attract global suppliers. Lawyers are needed for contract drafting, IP, intellectual property protection, and cross-border sales using United Nations Convention on Contracts for the International Sales of Goods. Also, the digital economy and fintech. We can talk about startups and banks are launching mobile banking, e-commerce, crypto projects. Legal advice is required for licensing, the data governance, also customer protection, guided by the United Nations Commission on International Trade Law, model laws. And finally, I can talk about infrastructure and logistics. The big projects such as the Tangier Casablanca high-speed train and port expansions drive legal demand in engineering, procurement, and construction. Also, the bilateral investment treaties, protections, and dispute resolution under the International Chamber of Commerce rules. Yes, but it varies. Like we have high demand. There's strong recruitment for compliance roles in anti-money laundering, the environmental, social, and governance. Also in anti-corruption, especially within banks and large firms. For law firms, they're recruiting mainly mid to senior lawyers in sectors like energy, finance, telecom, arbitration, and mergers and acquisitions. Also, the junior lawyers, the market is more competitive. Many recent graduates now pursue LLM, the Master of Laws degrees, or international internships, especially in firms working under the OECD and the FATF standards. So ongoing reforms. Morocco is introducing a new insolvency law, modernizing the court system to reduce delays, and updating the labor code to boost employment. Also talking about AML and CFT upgrades. Morocco, in French, we call it Unité de traitement de renseignement financier. It's Financial Intelligence Unit. It's part of the Egmont Group. The Egmont Group is an international network of financial intelligence units. So, showing its commitment to global standards. Also, the latest evaluation by the Middle East and North Africa Financial Action Task Force showed progress, but also for areas for improvement. Sorry. Also, talking about transparency, Morocco follows the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development standards, and is tracked in the CPI, the Corruption Perceptions Index by Transparency International. Also talking about competitiveness, even without the Doing Business Index, Morocco is still measured through the GCI, the Global Competitiveness Index from the WEF, which is the World Economic Forum, and the Economic Freedom Index from the Heritage Foundation. Both are used by international investors.